Okay. Okay. Who can tell us what is project kickoff meeting? Project kickoff meeting. Anyone? Can anyone try? Raise their hand. Eche.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Charles, and good evening, everyone. When we talk about kickoff meeting, it's of two types. One could be internal, and one could be the other one could be external. And if it's external, that is, it involves your client. We assuming you're servicing a particular client. The first meeting you have with the client, with the entire team, or your team and your client team, coming together to more or less have a brief of what is to come and what it pertains and where and which direction is supposed to go. That which marks the kickstarting of the meeting. And if it's internally, which is purely the project team, that marks the assembly of the entire team who are going to work on the project, where the project manager briefs everyone about the project, what they have been tasked to do, and which direction is supposed to go, and what is expected of individual teams, or maybe there are individual departments to carry out within them. What is the end goal, and what are the parameters, the key KPIs that will indicate the success of the project. Everything that needed to be clarified on the project will come up from that point of what has been gotten from the project sponsor. From there, the thing can now progress to what safer stage is going to be in direction. But that marks the first inaugural meeting being held by the project team, which is chaired by the project manager.
All right, thank you, Eche, for an elaborate explanation. Can any other one give his or her own opinion? Okay. Eche said we'll have a project kickoff meeting, can be internal or external. Yeah, it can be that way, but I don't want us to mix things up here. We'll have what we call project brief. I don't want us to call project brief as external. That is project brief. Also, when project brief is a meeting, like I said earlier, whether internal or external, you have a brief, whether you're a client or it's a brief. So it's based on your brief, then you kick off the meeting. And whatever you are discussing with the team, your project team, is based on the outcome of your project brief. So project brief is a meeting, like I said earlier. I think it's better we look at it as a project brief, not external kickoff meeting. Or internal kickoff meeting is yes, we call it just project kickoff meeting. So anybody who is part of that project, at that moment, you believe the person has a role to play at that moment, whether external, whether they are suppliers, whoever, and they have immediate role to play, it should be that of kickoff meeting. Even if it's only one person that, like for instance, you are starting a project, at that moment it's just only you and business analysts, it's a kickoff meeting. So you need to then talk to business analysts, discuss way forward, and that's it. And whenever any other person is joining, you are briefing the person, just like you had initial kickoff meeting. You need to repeat exactly what happened. That might not involve the whole team. Anybody who is joining, you need to have a kickoff meeting with the person, addressing what is expected from the person, and then introduce the person in subsequent general meeting that you normally have, because as a team, you should be having a lot of status meeting. So meeting is part of the deliverables we should be discussing. Almost everything here we talk about meeting. So a lot of meeting need to be going on in project. So this is the first one for the project team. The first meeting is project brief, which we had with the project sponsor or client, and that's it. So the outcome of the project brief, that is what you are stepping on for your kickoff meeting. And before you have a kickoff meeting, you must have, set up kind of foundation, scaffolding, do some scaffold. That is why it's important. You need to equally must have done your stakeholder analysis beforehand and carry out RACI metrics to define roles and responsibilities. So at this point, you have 3 documents. At least is enough. 3 documents you are taking to that kickoff meeting to discuss with them. 1, project brief documents. Number 2, stakeholder analysis documents. You need to share insights of stakeholders that are involved in that. And equally, this document, a RACI metrics document. So everybody need to understand their involvement and expectation from them. If you have not done all this, it's going to be difficult. If you call a kickoff meeting, what are you going to be discussing? You're going to be just telling them that I'm the project manager and everybody should report to me. You already know that you are the project manager. So, and immediately after that meeting, there should be a take home. Take home or take away from that meeting is that they kick the ground running. Everybody knows what they are doing. Expectations, when the next meeting is going to be holding, and there must be a clear minutes of the meeting documented and shared to everybody immediately after the meeting. So it might seem so simple, but a lot of us don't know how to do it. So that's why I take time to explain every bit of it. So, and the best practice to, have a template, have a plan. It's a meeting. You need to plan for every meeting must be planned. Planned, or you make a mess of the whole thing. So let's share our notes after the note. If you have more question or yes, no one has asked question, then you can ask your question. So I'm already sharing, is going to come up. So just like we stated earlier, a kickoff meeting is the formal start of a project where stakeholders, team members, and the project manager comes together to establish a shared understanding of the project objective, scope, and the plan. So looking at this understanding is not only the people, only the team members. Like I said, if there's any other person, whether a vendor, and they have an immediate input within the time we are initiating that project, all of them need to be there to understand what is expected from them, the team members as well. So the only person that can be exempted, like the project sponsor. If he want to be there, yes, he can be there as well, but he's not as, because that's why you are the leader. You've taken a brief from him and you've taken over the project. So it is an avenue for you to communicate his or her intention in that project. The purpose here is to align, that is, ensure all stakeholders understand the project goals, scopes, and deliverables. Objectives, that is what you need to discuss. Fair enough, you had a project brief. If you look at the project brief, we know that the project brief will capture objective there. In project brief, we capture scope. In project brief, we capture deliverable. There are so many other things we can even risk, a lot of things, KPI, success factor, everything will capture them on the project brief. So you are loaded, you have enough information to address the stakeholders that are going to be available in this meeting. Then engagement, build enthusiasm and a commitment among team members and stakeholders. Yeah, this is time everybody needs to formally commit, and yeah, formal introduction, and yeah, the project starts immediately after that. So that is it. So, and we then understand the nature of communication. When next are we communicating? How do we communicate? How often do we communicate? Who do we communicate to? And there's a lot of things. If you have equally done stakeholder analysis, you must have understand how to communicate everybody, how frequent you will be communicating, and things like that. And then clarity, provide an opportunity to clarify roles, responsibilities, timeline, and expectations. So just like we did a RACI matrix, yes, they to understand or define roles and responsibility, you are equally going to be loaded. So that is why we need to do the necessary scaffold. The last three deliverables, that is the foundation you, the project manager, is laying towards this particular day. And this day, everybody become a part of, everybody that attend become part of this project, and they go home understanding their role and what is expected. KPI must be spelled out clearly at this day. They must know what is expected from them from the first day. Anybody who is joining must know the expected, at least we call it expected closure dates when the project should come to an end. And communication, establish communication protocol. Like I said already, you've done your stakeholder analysis, you've done communication plan, we have communication action plan. If you review the documents, you see the way we have communication sheet, action sheets within that template. So you must have done these basics before you are calling a meeting. Preparation is a big meeting. First meeting is a big meeting for you to lead. This is the first time you are leading that project, appearing as a leader. So first impression is very important. You have to prepare for it. Make sure that everything is in order before the meeting. If you take these basic steps, you are going to navigate very well. Define the agenda. Yeah, this is what you have to define before you. These are plans before the meetings, you know. Objective of the meeting, project overview, which is scope, objective and deliverables, roles and responsibilities, key timelines and milestones, and communication plan. These are things you already have them. You should have them. If you have followed the 3 steps before now, you should have all this information. Prepare key documents like project brief, work breakdown structure, risk metrics, risk log. Yeah, there's no risk at this time, but at least you have some risk captured within the project brief. If you remember, we capture some basic risk. So all these things, you have them. Even the work breakdown structure, we've done when we are doing the project life cycle. We must have captured work breakdown structure. So at this point, you should have all this information and documents. Some of these documents, if they want to have a copy of them, yes, we can give them a copy. Alternatively, tell them the location where you stored it so that they can go there and access it. These days, we don't do paper project management. Sorry, we don't do manual project management. Everything digitalized. Direct them to the environment, whichever collaborative environment. Some of these documents should be there. Share, if you are using a SharePoint, you can just upload it, but you must have a project, we call it project repository, where you store information digitally. Then invite, once you have all these things in place, you are now ready for your meeting, then invite the right people, the project sponsor, if he's available. If it's not available, no problem, because we've taken a brief from him. You, the project manager, must be there, because we are the one who is now leading. And then other key stakeholders who are going to be part of the immediate start of that project, they are going to be there. And then your team, your immediate team, that is it. So team members, they are all going to be there. And then once the invitation is sent out, before you send the invitation, you must make sure all these people you invited confirm their availability. You can't just send the invitation without confirming their availability. Yeah, you all might be working in the same company. Why you should confirm availability? You don't just say, they might have other projects they work. People can work on 5 different projects at the same time. But them being part of your project doesn't mean that they don't have any other thing there. So you must confirm the availability. Secondly, they might be on their annual leave. So you don't expect anybody to come out of their annual leave because of their meeting. So you must confirm the availability. If the availability is certain, then you put a date and then send invitation. Other things you need to confirm, depending on the nature of the meeting, is logistics. If you guys are working remotely, like I'm doing with you guys right now, no wahala. You just go to Zoom or Google Meet. There are so many of them. Whichever one you are using, just go there and schedule the meeting and send the meeting link to everyone. It's very important if it's virtual. But if you have a venue, physical venue, maybe in your office, you have a conference room, you want to have this meeting at the conference room, good. Make sure that you book that conference room. Is because as you are planning to have meeting, there are so many other people in the organization trying to have meeting as well. So book out that slot, that hour, make sure that it's reserved for you. And once that is done, all the other logistics like presentation tool, if you need to present, if you are, whatever thing you are going to use to present, make sure that they are available, you know. So, and distribute the agenda and documents beforehand. That's it. Once this is done, you wait for the D-Day. Yeah. So components of a kickoff meeting.
Is your guide, right?
Here, are you talking to me? So components, under the components here, we have welcome and introduction, introduce attendees, highlight rules, and set a collaborative tone. Project overview, provide a high-level summary of the project purpose, scope, objective, and expectation from everybody. So what is expected? You must state it on that particular day. Roles and responsibilities. Everyone in attendance, you know them. That's why you have a resume. You must have prepared their role, define their role, their responsibilities. So clarify roles and who is accountable for what tasks on that particular day. These are things you guys are going to discuss. Timeline and milestone. Present the project's schedule, milestone, and key deadline. You already have them. These are things, they are there in your project brief and even in the project racing metrics, you see that they're all there. All this information are there. Share it. Risk discussion. Share initial risk assumption and mitigating circumstances or mitigating strategies. So is captured, high level risk is captured in your project brief. So you share them so that everybody will make an input. At this point, at least collaborative, you people should start collaborating at this point because the project is already starting. Communication plan. During the project, during the stakeholder analysis, you've prepared a project communication action sheet. Use it to communicate, discuss how the team will communicate, tools, meetings for communications, and reporting and frequency of reporting. Some people will know how frequent they should be reporting. Whom are they reporting to? Yeah, it's important because if all these things are not discussed, you see some people will be going directly to the project to the client or the project sponsor. Some people want to be witnesses. So so many of us are unnecessarily that way. They just want to be seen. Some play to the gallery. So it's necessary that such people will be addressed, knowing their boundaries. Such overzealous people should be, what I'm saying this is they are all everywhere. Everybody wants to be identified by the main man, So, but that is not the protocol. We have hierarchy in every project, in every organization. There is a communication plan, hierarchy. You follow hierarchy, reporting, line management. You follow the line management. That doesn't mean that they cannot be friends with, even if they want to be friends with CEO, but not reporting your project to using your project you are leading to shine, or once they are starting, everybody is reporting. The project sponsor will not see you as a viable project manager, because there's a lot of overlapping. And while doing that, so many of them will be disturbing the person, and so it's important. This communication plan is important, very, very important. Don't overlook it and spell it clearly. You don't have any rights with whatever you need, come to me. If I can't address it, it's your duty as the project manager to escalate it to the project sponsor or the next line management, not them. Have to be firm. Then question and answer session, allow participants to ask questions and get clarity wherever they have vague or doubt or whatever. Encourage them to ask questions. Don't interrupt people. Don't shut people's voice down. No matter how stupid the question, yes, is their opinion. They have the right of clarification. It might be stupid for you. It might be naive for you, or for them, they don't know it. So, and next step, outline immediate action. Immediate action. Any meeting you organize and you do not specifically, or you don't specify take away from that meeting is not successful. Every meeting must have a takeaway. What are we taking away from this meeting? I've been in a meeting where after the meeting, people come out and say, what is the next thing? Say, I don't even understand what was, And the project manager or whoever, this one is not mainly in government. You see, or have a meeting for 4 hours. We have meeting. At the end of the meeting, 4 hours meeting, nobody knows what we're going home with. You'll finish the 4 hours meeting, nothing. So, because whoever is organizing that meeting, yes, we've deliberated on an important issue. It could be on security. Everybody will be just contributing. After the contribution, what is the take home? What is the immediate action that need to be followed? From so many people meeting are like that. You end the meeting without knowing what next to do. In your own case, let it not be that. At the end of the meeting, outline immediate actions, assign tasks. Then, at the end of this meeting, this is what is going to be happening. Like here we say, at the end of this meeting, I want us to have election. We are going to have an election at this end of this meeting, election of course rep, and this is what's expected of this course rep. Everybody should provide their mini videos to tell us why they are running. And Chidera, you are in charge. I've signed the responsibility. You are going to be the person to organize that, and you are going to be the returning officer, and it's going to be put, timeline for every activity. At this point, this activity is expired. No one, if you do not do that, if you did not raise your hand, you are not part of this. If you are not submit your video till this hour, you are already out of the race. If you, at this point, if you have not casted your votes by this hour, you are already disenfranchised yourself. That is how a meeting, clear outcome. So your own meeting must be that. There must be a follow-up. Who is following up? Or what are tasks? What are the tasks involved in that action? And when are we having the next meeting? That day, we talk about when the next meeting will happen. All these things are going to be captured in the minutes of the meeting. Okay. Best practice. Keep it focused. Stick to the agenda and avoid unnecessary distraction. If you don't keep to the agenda, yes, even if you want to collaborate, in as much as you want to not to shut people's voice, there is a way to do that. Because if you have a lot of people and you have a timeline, there's a way you do it. In order for people don't feel this man don't want me to talk, he just neglecting me. Say, okay, this is time for question and answer. Because of time, we are going to take question from the first 5 people. Raise your hands, first 5 people. Before they start raising their hands, you have already agreed that it's going to first 5 people because of time. So anybody who is raising hand after that, because it happened here a lot, you see that you've already agreed on that. They are the people violating, and not you, because you are sticking on time management. That's why sometimes a meeting that is supposed to last for 30 minutes end up lasting for 2 hours. As a good project manager, such things should not happen. So, and if you don't have a way to checkmate that, it will always happen. People always ask questions, always. Yeah, in as much as all their questions are valid, but you might not have enough time. So try to use this strategy to navigate that. Okay. Encourage participation. Allow all stakeholders to share their insight and their concern. Use visual aid, leverage presentation, charts, and other visual tools to enhance understanding. Document everything, record meeting minutes, action points, and decision made during the meeting. I've already covered that. Set clear expectation, ensure everyone leaves the meeting knowing their role and next step is very important. That's what makes the meeting a success. If they are going home with yes, smiling, they know what is expected. But if they're going home, everybody is scratching their head. That is where the problem starts for you, because it's not them. You are the leader. So you are going to be, anything happen, you are going to explain tired why the project is not performing. So if everything is performing, good, is you going to be happy, because yeah, it will save you a lot of headache. Then output of the kickoff meeting: shared understanding, alignment on project goals, scope, and timeline. Assign responsibilities, keep clear roles and accountability for team members, action plan, immediate tasks, and next steps to move the project forward. Then all these things should be documented in a minutes of the meeting, a documented summary of the discussions and decisions. So this is an example. Example here we have welcome, an introduction by project manager, overview by the project sponsor and project manager, scope, objective and deliverable by business analyst and PM, timeline, milestone, communication plan, project manager, risk and mitigating circumstances, risk manager if you have one. Most time we don't have risk manager. Project manager will cover that. Question and answer all participants. Next step and closing remarks, project manager. Yeah, and that's it. So that is how it should be done, and you get a result with that. So let's look at how project meeting minutes should look like. Why it is important? Because so many of us do not know how to write minutes of the meeting. It's important you know how to. What are project minutes of the meeting? Meeting minutes are an official record of the discussion, decision, and action items from the meeting. They serve as a reference document to ensure accountability and alignment among project team or stakeholders. It's important. Importance of the project minute one documentation provides historical record of decisions and actions. Once you want, there's confusion, is a reference point. Everybody will just start looking for the minutes of the last meeting. Clarity ensure all participants are clear on the meeting outcome and next step. Accountability assign responsibility for action items. Continuity keeps absent stakeholders informed about what transpired, and compliance act as an evidence of decisions and agreements made during the meeting. So because what everybody said will be captured. That's why it's very, very important, you know. And these are the components: minutes details, dates, time, location, meeting time, project kickoff meeting, and attendees. Agenda items, topic discussed during the meeting, key discussion, summary of important discussion, decision, and agreements, action items, tasks assigned, deadlines, and responsible persons. Decision made, specific decision agreed upon during the meeting, steps, next steps, immediate action or follow-up required after the meeting, and miscellaneous, any additional observation or notes relevant to the meeting captured. And the steps: prepare before the meeting, understand the agenda, review the meeting agenda and key discussion points. Use a template. It's going to save you a lot of headache. That's why I present numerous templates. You don't know what you are getting by all these templates. You are a project manager and you don't have templates you are working. It's better you have a template. If you have another one, when you see another one you think is better than the one you are using, then you can upgrade to that one. But that you are working as a project manager and you don't have templates you are working on, you are taking a risk, because you are not a computer. You can't remember everything, you know. But when you have a template, for instance, let me see this components of the meeting, you can use this as a template. You don't need to crack your head so much, and you are not going to forget anything. Everything will be similar. Everything will be, uniformity in your documentation, and everything will align, very clear and highly professional. If you have use this template 20 times, everything, once somebody is going through your document, everything will look very, professional, very uniform, and they know that you have a pattern. You are following a uniform. If you change to another template, they will know. Every template you are using should be versioned. When you upgrade, know when you upgrade to another, we call it version 2. It's important for you to version because you are now a professional. You don't work like a cowboy. So version 1, version 2, version 3, you know when. So we are working within software. Software is a product. There is a lot of versioning, version control. All the people working as product managers, they don't play with versioning because every product needs to have history of upgrade. So if you are using template like that, you must have a template. Prepare a meeting template for consistency. Then record during the meeting. Note essential. Capture notes, points, decision, and action. Avoid transcribing every word. Well, these days, we have the help of AI. Yeah, before, people, there is a rule. These are some of the things I keep telling, or some of you don't know, we're having an AI class, AI prompt engineering class, one of its kind. We're starting to build a series on AI career rules because it's taking over. It's no longer a myth, so it's no longer a joke. It's no longer no. If you are joking with AI, you are joking with your career. So these are one of the role AI has taken away. There's a role we used to call transcribers. We used to have a lot of them there. As a project manager, you need to have a transcriber, note taker because you are going to be presenting. You wouldn't have time to be writing in most cases. But these days, you don't need to hire extra hand. AI will take the notes for you. It doesn't matter even if it's physical meeting. Let me tell you the way we do all this. If you're having a physical meeting in an office, it's not remote, but I will still use this video conferencing. As I'm talking, presenting, it's all equally transcribing, taking notes, recording everything. Every other person is there present in physical meeting, but your system is recording it for you. And from your system, if you connect your system to projector, it's the projector, you'll be talking on the projector, but the system is still recording it for you. So you see, the need for all these transcribers, all this is gone. AI has taken over, and AI will do it better because they themselves at times they'll make mistakes, but AI hardly make mistake. So, but the point is that there must be a note-taking. Important. Note-taking essential. Identify key speakers, attribute key statement to the relevant individual. Highlight action item, record who is responsible, what needs to be done, and the deadline. Review and finalize. Clarify details. Review unclear points with participant if necessary. Use clear language. Ensure the document is concise, professional, and easy to read. distribute the meeting, timely sharing, send the meeting minutes within 24 to 48 hours so that it's not going to stop them from doing what they are doing. Just like after every meeting, within 24 hours to 42, 48 hours, I try as much as I can to upload the videos. That video I'm uploading and notes I'm putting there is the minutes of the meeting. So I record everything we say for you, and you go there and have access to it. Whatever you want to do, don't say Mr. Charles didn't allow me to do my work. I didn't have resources to do. No, you are just lying against me. So that's why we are working hard to make sure. Even if I'm overwhelmed that I can't do it, the course rep will do it. So that is it. That's a way of delegated authority. That's what I'm doing. So some of the things, this boot camp is a project. I don't know if you guys know. It's a project we are running. It's a project on its own. So where I need to delegate authorities, I do delegate. If I tell you do something, I'm delegating. Don't just think say you are here for listening. No, we are not here for listening. We are here to be part of this project for us to deliver it as a team. Okay. That's distribution and secure approval. Circulate for review and confirm for key attendees if required. Store for future reference. We have centralized place we store all these things. We call it repository. Project repository is a central place. Everybody should have access. Everybody that is a stakeholder should have access to that repository. But it's not your personal document. I've been part of a project where the business analyst, the lead business analyst, lock documents, for his people are struggling. I said, what is this? I told the guy off, why should you do that? This is not your person. I find out that his person's nature. This guy is highly confidential and secretive. A lot of things he hides. The person, no. One thing in project is transparency. This document, no matter how inputs you made or whatever, that is why you are paid. It's justifying. Even if you are working 24 hours to produce this document, you don't sleep. That is the justification you are getting paid. You are getting paid to do this for this team, to use this document. It's not your document. So every document should be centralized. Yeah. Even if you are doing the draft document of it, you should make it available. People should know, yes, it's a draft. You can see it's not ready for consumption, yeah, but it should be there. Because if you are leaving the company, that is company resources. Whoever is joining might be able to see some of the documents you are working on, they complete and be able to jump in and complete it. So that's why repository is important. Documents should be in the repository for other people to access. That is centralized location. Save minutes in a shared repository for easy access. And templates. So yeah, I'll have minutes, title, date and time, location, attendees, agenda, key discussion, decision made, action items, and next meeting. And you see the way it's applied to this Futraco expansion project minutes of the meeting. And that's it. So, best practice, focus on key points, avoid unnecessary details, stick to decisions and actions, be neutral, write objectively without bias, use standard templates, maintain consistency across meeting, be prompt, share the meeting as soon as possible to ensure relevance, encourage feedback, allow participants to review and confirm details. It's important. Once it's done, people should be able to review. If there is mistakes, accept and do some correction after review. Everybody is happy after the most assured and the review, then that's it. It's there in the repository. Everybody can have access to it, and whoever is supposed to follow actions, they already know what to do. And that's it. And at the next meeting, which is specified, everybody will complain again. And it's a continuous process. So meeting will continue to hold till the project comes to an end. So kickoff meeting is just that number one meeting that we kickstart the project, and other meetings will continue to place. The team must have a meeting at least once in a week. All right. This is here. I'm resting my case. So I hope by now you can have your meeting as a pro and document the minutes as a pro as well. And so if you're having all these ladies here, if you're going for August meeting, you're already going to know how to document it as pro. Yeah. All right. Here you have the floor now. Mr. Eche.
Okay, Mr. Charles. I want to find out, kickoff meeting, does it have a particular duration you should be looking at, a maximum duration you should be looking at for you to have that's done? Timeline. Maybe 1 hour, 2 hours.
Just 1 hour.
Or just
2 hours is well, it depends on what we are discussing with them. But you see me, all my meetings are 1 hour. I go straight to the point to hit it. Like even I'll use my lessons. I like it 1 hour, and then I use 1 hour to catch up. So maximum 2 hours. Yeah. So that the meeting will be relevant, be quality. When a meeting is lasting more than 2 hours, people will be feeling become boring, So for me, within 1 to 2 hours is okay. Make it professional. Don't go there and start cracking jokes. Although it's good to use icebreakers, but if you know how to use icebreakers, if you don't know how to use it, don't. Because some people are not smiling. You can just crack the joke and the person take it out of context. Happens a lot.
That's not
okay. I hope okay. Would you
Hello, Mr. Charles. Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Mr. Charles, I wanted to ask something about the AI transcriber you mentioned. In terms of accuracy, do you have problem with that? And in as much as we know the benefit of AI, I think the human factor still comes in. Because in terms of accuracy, especially when you use dialects, sometimes it might not capture the exact word you're trying to convey or the message you're trying to convey. So I wanted to check with you to know in terms of minutes taking, if it's 100% perfect to use AI transcriber.
Nothing in this world is 100% perfect. They're all systems. But they are, mind you, they are assisting you. They are assistant. They have not taken over your role. What do I mean by that? Somebody who is assisting you, what do? After they do their job, you review.
You supervise.
And you make corrections. So when AI finish doing their job, you are expected to go through it. If they have mistakes, the mistakes they are going to have, they are going to be minor mistake. You are going to just maybe type typographical because like now I can use, but now some of them even understand vernacular more than us because I see AI blow pidgin English, you will just run away, But the point I'm making is AI is an assistant. Once they finish helping you to transcribe or to write, to take notes, review what they've done before you share. Don't just share, you know that you are being lazy. If you don't share, if you don't review the work and share it, and there is mistake, you are not going to blame AI. You blame yourself. Are you getting my point? All right. Ginika.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. Good evening, everyone. Please, I want to confirm, before the kickoff meeting, we do have used the project template, project plan template, probably like a Primavera or maybe MSP, to have imputed the roles, responsibilities, and timelines, milestones before you come there or afterwards. Like, I know you mentioned that, you have to have known your stakeholders and all that, but that particular aspect of using the project plan template, setting it up and imputing everything, would you have done it before the kickoff meeting?
You don't need to, you are not, you don't create your project plan. What are you creating? What are you planning? At that point, you don't need, the project has not even gone to that stage. That's why you do what we call work breakdown structure. If you understand work breakdown structure, it breaks the work into stages, deliverables. Is it not?
Yes, it does.
I'm asking you.
Yes, it does.
So, is it not simple Excel documents? Why are you using AI? Using Primavera, using Microsoft? You are not there. You've not gotten to that stage. So, yeah, you'll still do that. You'll do that. You have their project plan, but at this point, you are just introducing the project, and you need few documents like work breakdown structure can do that, serve that point, so that everybody understand just high level. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Back to Bob.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Charles.
Yeah.
So you had mentioned that the project kickoff meeting is the formal start of a project. Now, my question is it supposed to be held on the start date of the project, or a kickoff meeting can be held, say, a day to the start of the project, or it has to be on the very start dates of the project?
The day you are having a kickoff meeting is the day you are starting the project.
Okay.
All these other ones you are having meeting are preparation.
Okay.
So automatically, the project kickoff meeting marks the day you brought every other person together officially to start. You know, so that they have given you the go ahead from the brief. Yes, there is a preparatory ground for you to take off. You know, so before you travel to America, you need to book flights. You need to do all those things, confirm, do a lot of things before the date you take off. You can't tell me that the day you book your flight tickets is the day you travel. No, you can come that day and they even cancel the flights. And you know, so it can't be. So if the day that flight you board the flight, enter the flight, and the flight jackpot with you. That is the day you take off. That is when we'll start counting. So if you go to Obodo Oyibo, the day we'll start counting that you travel Obodo Oyibo, that day we brought you to the airport and do bye-bye. From that day we're counting, you have stayed 5 years and you will not achieve anything. So,
okay. Thank you, that's clear.
Or you start a job. Not the day they give you appointment letter. They will state the day you are going to start. That's the day the salary will start counting.
Okay, that's true.
So that is it's like that. So the day it starts is the day the kickoff meeting. So if the project is, say for instance, we say is 6 months project. That day, that kickoff meeting, that is official day. Everybody knows that it's an official day. You guys start that day. That is the day you start counting. So if there is they need to count the day, how many days you stayed and they didn't deliver. It's the day you start and not the day. Even if they employ you as a project manager, they can't count the day employ you as a project manager the day you start the project. No, it's the day the project people have that meeting. That is the flag off of that project.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Azomta.
Good evening, Mr. Charles. I have a question. Yesterday we treated communication plan. So my question is the project sponsor going to provide us with the email address of the stakeholders or the team members we'll be meeting with? And my second question, is it during this kickoff meeting that the stakeholder or the team member specifies their preferred means of communication, either by email or by phone call? Will they provide those details on this call, or will it be provided by the project sponsor?
The project sponsor is not providing you with all those things. You are going to go get it yourself. Ask questions, go to, so if you are using your office, company is using Microsoft and Microsoft team, every staff there, you have their phone number, you have their email, everything is there. Mining, you do mining, data mining, you get everything. If you can't get it, you go to HR and request for all this. They are not going, that's why they are not paying you to come and then they supply you. You go out and get what you need to do your job. You can't just sit down and everybody will be supplying. What are they paying you for? So you go out and you go out and get it. You have HR. There is a staff who wants, you get it, some of them. HR. You work close with HR if you are just joining new. If you have been there for a long time, then you should have already know how to communicate within the organization. So you follow the protocol. If it's an external stakeholders, then you must find a link on how to get those external stakeholders that like vendors, suppliers. You go look for who knows their link and get them. So you have to do all those things yourself.
Okay, what's about in a situation like Upwork, from the freelancer aspect, you get a job on Upwork and the organization is not really that formal, or there is no formal structure. Probably the clients would also be hiring freelancers from Upwork. So how do we then put them together for the meeting?
If it's from Upwork, the organization that is not structured, then the client becomes everything. Then the client becomes the HR himself. If you don't have HR, if you don't have anything, then he himself is the organization. So you provide all those things. But if you are working in a structured organization, the projects, if you have good, not that you are not going to get information from the project sponsor, but you don't need to rely on project sponsor to do everything for you, because we have HR who manages human resources. Most of the human resources here, they know their duties, they know what they do, they know information, they have information about human resources. So it's better you go to human resources, they will equip you with everything you need to know, because they are managing human resources.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah. Ginika, I've spoken to you. Are you back?
Yes, please. I have another question.
Okay, if you are coming back for round 2, you need to pay for consultation this time, because it's expected, it's expected that you document everything you need to ask, so you can give other people opportunity to ask, not coming to and fro. I keep saying it. Put your questions down. Okay, Ginika.
Okay, so, the question I have is regarding the very first class we had. There was something that I found contradictory when you mentioned about the project charter. You said it's a formal document authorizing the project manager to start up a project. You mentioned that it's not compulsory, but it's okay to have. So, so I'm not asking if you for a project manager and you start a work and there's none, presented to you, and if you ask for it, are you required to ask for it? And if you ask for it and they said it's not there, what's, because I know you mentioned that it's going to help you as a PM, like protecting you legally and all of those things. So if it's not already on ground, or maybe you request for it and they said it's not there, what are you supposed to do in that case?
You create it. Are you a project manager? I say it's the duty of the project manager to create a project charter. So if you are starting a project, you are not waiting for anybody to come and create that project charter for you. It's part of the document you need to create at the appropriate time. You create it, make sure that it's there. It's important. It's not compulsory, but it's extremely important. You need authorization. Because why I'm saying that is not compulsory, because I've seen so many projects that they deliver successfully without a project charter, more especially at the organizational level, at the private sector level. They don't care, they see it as bureau. So many private sectors, they see that as bureaucracy. They just jump into their project and deliver what they want to deliver. Yeah, but that is where you have distinction in professionalism and non-professionalism. Anybody can manage a project. You yourself, you can manage a project. You can't tell me not handle the project, but that is quack. You can't manage a project professionally like others. The way others are managing it is not the way you are managing. If you are joining a project that have started, maybe the project manager left, and you are taking over, they didn't finish it. Because yes, there's cases like that. A project manager leading a project can leave. If you are starting from where they stop, if they have made a mess, are you going to continue on their mess because you are? Do you know why they are sad? They might be sad because of the mess. So anything they've done they didn't do well, you have to do it right, or you might follow the suit as well. What happened to them might equally happen to you. So that is so if there is no project charter, you create it. It's not difficult to create.
Okay, sir. Then again, so if in the case you create it, and just like you mentioned, like in the private sector, mostly it's not available. So if you create it and the sponsor, whoever that's supposed to authorize it, says, okay, that's just like you said, maybe bureaucracy, doesn't want to do that also. Does it come off at a red flag? Like if they are hesitant to,
I don't see where a sponsor is telling you not to do your work. They should be happy. I don't see that. Never. You are doing a smart work, and somebody who should be appreciating you and telling you that it's not, I'm not signing this document. Of course, I've not seen that. So in a situation where they said they are not going to sign it, they ask them why are they not going to sign it. Then it means they do not understand project management. That is another place where you are going to sit them down and educate them what project management. It means that they don't even understand project management. You teach them project management. I've been I had a meeting with the daughter of a CEO, a very big organization here in London. And when we are doing introduction, I had to have a Scrum Master, and the lady who is representing the father as the CEO say, "What do you mean by Scrum Master?" She don't even, yes, she's sitting on top of a multi-billion pounds company, but she doesn't know what Scrum Master is. And to all of us, Scrum Master is common knowledge, but she doesn't know it. So if they are out of ignorance, they are telling that something they don't want to do it this way because then it means they have a lot of, that's what it means. You need to start teaching them what they need to know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So if they say they don't do it, and tell them to sign it for you. Insist. So, Azomta.
Yes, Mr. Charles, you didn't answer my second question.
Okay.
I asked at what point do the team members or the stake members specify their preferred means of communication? Because we have to enter it in the communication plan. So I assumed it will be during this kickoff meeting, but you've not mentioned anything about
At what you say at what?
At what point do the team member, any of the team member or the stakeholders specify their preferred means of communication via email, via call? Because I saw it in the communication plan yesterday. So I thought we'll get those details from the call. Or
Companies have standard means of communication. So there's a protocol, a standard. Only for people like big men in your team, which the only person you should be talking about their preferred method of communication should be external stakeholders. If you are dealing with external stakeholders, that are not part of the organization, or even somebody like the project sponsor, you see as a big man that you are working for him or her. So you might want to find out the best way. You have to be flexible when you follow such people, the way to get the best out of them. But when it comes to your team member, they don't have choice. You decide a way to communicate and everybody will follow it, because you are the leader. Like, that's why I'm telling you people that I'm not a Democrat. When it comes to project management, I become authoritative. I become a dictator. I tell everybody we are going to use WhatsApp for communication. Good, that's it. If you don't have WhatsApp, go get WhatsApp. If you don't want to get WhatsApp, you're out of the project.
Thank you.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good. Any more questions? All right. Thank you for participating in tonight's session. And I wish you a lovely weekend. That is a breach in some of you who are still joining this, joining my class. Once I've given my closing remark, that is authoritatively the lesson is coming to an end. Don't raise hand. These are some of my ground rules. You are raising hand when I've given my closing remark, because I'll give you an opportunity to ask questions as much as you. Once I give my closing remark, you start raising hand on your own. You don't feel slighted if I do that, because I'm going to slight you. All right. See you when we see.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Thank you.
Have a
All
great
Thank you and
weekend.
good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
Mr. Charles. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr.
Good night,
Charles.
everyone.
Remember to vote for your cost rep so that you come and start complaining to me. So
we want to ask questions, sir. We want to ask questions so that they can answer our question first.
No, we don't have such time. We are not in. They've delivered their speech. Make your decision out of their speech. Out of their presentation. Okay, they have presented to you what they are going to do. Compare whoever delivered the best presentation, okay, and choose the person or whom you just like, even if their presentation. So, if they are not giving you good service because you like them, you can just swallow it. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you. That's fine.
All right.